Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're doing a prom makeup tutorial. Make sure that you subscribe down below as well as turn on the notification bell. And if you would like to see how I got this prom makeup look, then just keep on watching. So today I'm going to try to do a pretty easy prom look with a few steps on the eyeshadow, just so it's a bit easier to recreate, as well as provide you guys with a few tips here and there on how you can have pretty photo ready makeup. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to start with priming my skin, and this is where you really can choose based on the needs of your skin. So if you have more dry skin, I would go with something a little bit more hydrating. If you have issues with your pores being enlarged, then you can use a pore minimizing primer. If you want a bit of a glow, I would use a highlighting product, and that would be what I would actually choose. So if you want something a little bit more inexpensive, you can use the CoverGirl Go Glow Luminizing Lotion, and this is both a moisturizer and a highlighting product. So this is really great to apply right before you apply your makeup. I actually am a fan of Josie Maran products, so I'm not paid or anything to talk about her products. I just truly love her products. So I've been priming with the Josie Maran Moonstone drops. I'm not sure if these are available in store at Sephora, but they're definitely available online and on QVC.com and on Josie Maran's website. Maybe a few more places, but those are the places I know for sure. So I just drop 3 drops of this product and then just work it into the skin. Now keep in mind, this is after I've already applied my moisturizer, but some days I will go in with just this product and wear this as my moisturizer because it is a moisturizer, a highlighter, and a primer. And next I'm going to apply my foundation. Now when it's your actual prom day, I actually would recommend you to not talk during this step, because when you're talking and you're applying your foundation, it could settle into any fine lines, whether you have smile lines or forehead creases. If you apply your foundation and you're talking and you're making expressions and all of that, it can crease before the foundation has a chance to set. So I would tell everybody around you to don't say anything funny. Or you could just do your makeup before your guests arrive or your family arrives to see you off. Another thing about foundations is that it's really important that you take a few days to really test out a few different foundations to see which one works the best for flash photography. And I would test that in regular daylight, so outside. I would test it indoors, and I would test it in a dark room before I determine whether or not I want to wear that foundation to a formal event or prom. So the foundation that I trust, just in the few days that I've been kind of testing my foundations to see which one I wanted to use in this video, the best one that I own is the Lancôme Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but this is what the foundation looks like, and this has the best no flash that I've tried these past few days. I didn't have a chance to try every single foundation that I have. I'm sure there are some other ones. This foundation is the one that I trust to tell you guys about, that will not give you flashback in all 3 of those scenarios that I mentioned. So I'm just gonna shake this foundation up and apply it to my skin. And another thing that's really great about this foundation is that it comes in a lot of different shades. So it may be a little easier for you to find your foundation shade because there's a lot to choose from. I would say less is more when you're applying your foundation, especially this one, because this one gives a little bit more of a shinier finish. It doesn't really dry down super matte. I would just do less of the foundation and then build up in the areas that you need more coverage, or go in with concealer. For concealer, I would recommend 3 different concealers depending on what you want. So the first one is a weightless concealer. You won't feel it when you apply it, and it's thinner. So if you don't have a lot to cover up, you just want the highlighted effect just for the special occasion, then I would use the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I actually use the shade Medium Neutral, and it's a pretty nice highlighting shade. I also use the Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer. Now this one is waterproof if you decide you want to go swimming. I don't know, but waterproof to me means that it lasts a bit longer. But just being honest with you, I think both of these last similar time frames, so I really would go with either one. It's just really based on if you want a heavier coverage concealer. So the Naked Skin Concealer, you may have to go in a few more times to get the coverage that you want, maybe. I mean, it does have really great coverage, but this one is kind of that first swipe intensity, so you get the coverage that you want, and they both pretty much last the same amount of time for me. A third concealer is a favorite amongst a lot of people, and it was a favorite of mine too. The Tarte Shape Tape Concealer is pretty good. I do actually really like this concealer. I use the shade Tan Sand, but currently I just have been using more of the Urban Decay concealers, and today I'm going to use the Naked Skin Concealer in the shade Medium Neutral, and it spreads really nicely on the skin as well, which is really awesome. This concealer also creases a little bit more, so if you have problems with creasing, I probably would go with the All Nighter Concealer or the Tarte Shape Tape. I actually don't mind it as much because once you set it, it kind of stops creasing. For setting powder, I like to use the BenNye Luxury Powder. It photographs really well. There are other powders as well, like the Coty Airspun Powder. You can get this powder from Walmart. It looks like this. I hear that this one photographs really well. I have not tried it for flashback purposes in a really long time, so that is just from what I've heard, not from my actual experience. But if you're trying to run and get something really quick, then that will work, because I think the BenNye powder is only available online, or at least it is in my area. Now, if it just so happens that you have to talk while you're doing your foundation routine like me, I would go in and right when you're about to set it, smooth out the creases wherever they may be and set it. And then if it looks too crazy like this, you can just take the setting powder and kind of drag it back a little bit. And then when you spray setting spray, which you want to make sure that you have a setting spray, it won't even be noticeable. Next up, we want to do our brows, and I like to use the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. It just works every time for me. So I'm gonna fill them in like I normally do. So to prime my eyelids for the eyeshadow, I'm taking some of the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Medium. It's the same shade that I use to clean up my eyebrows. And then I'm just setting it with a translucent powder. So the eyeshadow that I recommend for if you're going to prom is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. I really like this palette because it has all the shades that you would need in it. It has the transition colors and the colors you can use to darken the outer V, as well as all the shimmers that you should need. Now, if you were able to get the Urban Decay Heavy Metal eyeshadow palette before it like went away forever, at least I think, because it was limited edition. This palette actually has both neutral shades as well as color if you would like to match your prom dress. Nothing is wrong with color, absolutely nothing. I just think that if you use more bronzy shades or silvers, that's a bit more timeless. Like those colors really never look bad. The safest way is to go with something silver or gold depending on which one would best match your dress. I think bronze/gold is the color that kind of goes with pretty much everything. If you happen to pick a silver dress, then silver would be perfect. So today I'm actually going to match my dress that I wore to prom, which was silver. So I'm going to start with a transition color, and I'm using the shade So Bougie from the Chocolate Gold palette, this shade right here. And applying this to my Sigma E40 brush, I'm going to dust this back and forth in the upper crease area as my transition. The next shade I'm going to use is Cocoa Truffle, which is just a dark brown shade. And I'm going to focus this in the outer corner and circle it up. And then on the lid, I'm going to use Drippin' Diamonds. And this is just a really nice silver shimmer, very pigmented. That's why I recommend this palette. And for this, I'm just using a Sigma F70 brush. And I'm using this because it's really flat and you can really get in there and just kind of make a sharp lid line. And this palette isn't limited edition, so it is still available. And if you're lucky enough that it's not sold out in store, you can go and pick this up at Sephora or Ulta. But if they don't have it in store, at least at Sephora, they can order it online for you. And it should get in pretty quickly. I'm not quite sure when prom starts. I know my cousin is going to prom this weekend, so kind of wanted to get it out beforehand. Now I'm just going back in with that darker brown shade. And this part is totally up to you if you want to make it a bit more smoky, but I'm going to go in with the black in the palette called Decadent, and with a Sigma Precise lip line brush, I'm going to just apply it right on the edge to really amp it up. And I'm going to apply a tad bit of a mixture of black and that darker brown to my blending brush, and then just blend it on the edges to kind of smoke out the look a little bit. You don't have to do this, but I just wanted it a little bit darker. If you want it a little bit darker, you don't have to go in with a small brush in order to make it dark right at the edge. You can just go in with the dark brown and black on the edges like I'm doing now and just blend it out. And you want to start little and build up because black is hard to take back. Just seeing a difference on this is without the black, and this is with a little bit of the black smoked out a little bit more. You can see that it's just a little bit more intense, and I think it's fitting for the occasion. So I'm just gonna mirror that on this side as well. Now for the lower lash line, I'm gonna take that same brush, same really small detail brush, and apply the black right close to the waterline. And then to just make it easier, I would go in with this same blending brush we've been using, kind of just blend it on the lower lash line so you don't have to use so many brushes. For mascara, I would go in with your favorite mascara. I'm using the Benefit's Bad Gal Bang mascara. So for lashes, I'm going to use a more dramatic pair that I have, and they are the Allure 128 lashes. You can get these from Ulta or online. And while my lash glue is getting a little tacky, I'm going to show you guys a few highlighting options. The one that I'm going to go with today is the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter in the shade Rose Gold, because this one is a really blinding highlight, and I think it's very fitting for the occasion. A few more highlights that are also drugstore is the Maybelline Master Chrome. This is a really nice highlight. And also there are two from Black Radiance. I use the Rose Gold one a lot, but I also know I don't really use this one because this one is too dark for me. But when I used to do makeup for other people, I don't do it anymore, but I probably would go with this highlighter for more of my darker skin clients. I think this would work really, really well. So those are the options that I would go with. So another thing that I did on my prom day, I actually took some lash glue and my tweezers just in case my lashes decided they want to pop up in the edges, so I could just quickly add a little bit of glue. And because this lash glue is brush on, it's easy to really just get right where you need it. Put a little bit of the lash glue, fan it a little bit, and then stick it on with either your fingers or the tweezers that you like to use. Okay, and then for highlights, like I said, I'm using the butter highlighter from Physicians Formula, and you can get this from Target, maybe even Walmart. So I'm going to go in with a smaller brush into that black because I want to deepen up this outer area a bit more. And I'm just using a pencil brush for this. Sometimes after you apply the lashes, you see that, hey, I want to add a little bit more of this or whatever. And so I use that pencil brush to press it on. Now I'm using the blending brush to blend it out a little bit. And then I like bronzer. This is kind of optional if you don't like the look of it, but I'm using the NYX Dark Tan bronzer. And this is of course drugstore. You can get this from Target and the beauty supply store. And I think that's all I'm going to do face-wise. I'm trying to do less steps as possible. I hope I accomplish that. And for setting spray, I'm going to use the all-nighter setting spray. This is like for special occasions. It really does work. And I would recommend you guys get this for prom days or formal events or weddings even. Let that dry before we add the lip color. So 2 options that I have for lip colors. You can either wear a nude or a darker nude or a red lipstick. Of course, I would probably go with the red lip just because that's my favorite. But I'm going to show you guys the nude option first, just in case you want something that's more dramatic on the eyes and softer on the lips. So for lip liner, I would go in with Cork. This is also from MAC. And the lipstick I will use is Whirl, and it really reminds me of Taupe. If you have Taupe, Taupe may be a tad bit darker, I think. It's very similar. I can't remember if it's darker or lighter, but it's very similar to Taupe. So that's the nude that I'm going to put on. And yeah, so this is the look with the nude lip. Okay, and then if you want to do something more bold, which I mean, you only go to prom once, maybe twice if you go to junior prom too. And I actually think I'm going to do a little bit of a ombre lip. So I'm gonna start with Night Moth, which is a lip liner from MAC. And then because I messed up the edge just a little bit, I'm taking some of my foundation. Similar to how I said take your lash glue with you, you want to take your lipstick with you. And if you're getting your makeup done, I would ask your makeup artist to make you like a little to-go, little baggie of just a little bit of the lipstick so you can add more, like if you get some food before prom or something. And I want to add a little blush. Blush is optional. I'm going to use this shimmery one right here in the corner. And this is pigmented. I got way too much. And this is from e.l.f. You can get this from Target for about maybe $3, I think. Really inexpensive. And then just for good measure, a little more setting spray. And this is it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and was able to pick up a few tips. This video was so fun to make. I actually got to take a trip down memory lane. This is actually my prom dress, which you saw in the intro. This is the exact dress that I wore, and I've always kept it because I knew I was gonna wear it again because it was so pretty. I mean, if I do say so myself, I picked it out. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy your big day, and let me know what you think of this look down in the comments. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I promise I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.